How we doing, diggers? Hope you're all well. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome to the shop. Looking marvellous at the moment, I must say. We've got so many records in. Again, quick thank you. Thank you so much for anyone who is clocking in here, commenting, liking our videos, enjoying our content, and you know, creating a little online community here with people chatting about records and collecting and all things music, which is what we're all about here. That's the whole point of this. And yeah, apologies that it's taken me a bit of a long time to get a video back together. So our last video was the big jazz collection that we bought in, 1,000, probably 1,500 records. And we bought them from another dealer who was clearing out a unit, basically. And yeah, it was pretty much sight unseen. I looked at a few little bits and went, oh yeah, that might have a bit of value. That one definitely has. Oh, all of that has none. So it was a bit of a gamble on our side. And this video was going to be about me talking about that collection in huge amounts of detail. It's quite a rare occasion that we buy a collection where we can do that. Most of the time when we go in to buy a collection, we're going in to value it first. So we go in, we look through it in detail, in depth, we sort the collection, and then basically we then give a price based on our valuation. So that is what the main, I don't know, 95% of what we do is quite calculated. You know, we go in, we look at the records, we know what we're looking for, we find the value, and then when we get back to the shop, there's not usually many surprises because we've obviously been through and valued it all. In this case, it's really quite exciting because it was sight unseen. It was that opportunity to just go, do you know what? We'll take a punt on it. He said, you know, you can have it for X amount, and we went for it. Anyway, sadly, since then, so put the video up. It was probably one of our most successful videos so far. Really great, gaining some traction, which was quite cool. So thank you if you watched it and enjoyed it and commented. But unfortunately, the guy who we bought the collection from was not happy with the video. Called me and asked me to take it down. All fine, and you know, no malice or anger or anything. Just wasn't hugely happy with the details in the video, and yeah, didn't want the video up there with the warehouse in it or any of the information. So that's fine. It's absolutely up to him. Obviously, before I do a video, I do say, all right, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to try and include this, this, and this. Is that okay? And it was all A-okay'd on the time. But obviously, after seeing the video, it didn't sit well with him. So but that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. At the end of the day, I'm documenting his records that he's selling. And yeah, that's fine. So it's a bit of a wounder, really, because it was a good video and people were really enjoying it. But I've had to take it down. And then it left me with a bit of a moral conundrum. Do I then go through this collection that I bought from him, seeing as he didn't want the video up, and then unpick every single record that we bought and go through? And I was going to tell you exactly how much the whole collection was worth, what we bought it for, break down our staff cost, all of that job, because it was a collection that we could do that on. But it doesn't feel right to do that, because if he didn't like the video of me picking it up, he's definitely not going to like a video of me going through going, oh my God, look at this. We found a £250 record. And actually all these records that we bought for £1 are actually worth 10 quid a piece. So sadly, you'll never know. I don't feel right doing that video. And then actually it'll just end up being taken down, and I don't want to rub people up the wrong way, and I don't want to cause any friction or anything like that. At the end of the day, it was really nice of him, and like I said in the first video, it was a privilege to be able to go in there and look at his collection and look at all the records and, you know, document it. But anyway, so sadly, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through the collection in that detail. Obviously, the collection is all here. It's all here, and it's all laid bare for you to see. So if you really did want to see, come down to the shop and you can flick through and you can do your own basic maths on how well we have hopefully done. We haven't done well yet. We've only sold a very small proportion of it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, in the long term, as more people visit, it's only been out for a week, that we will do well off this collection. But just so you get a kind of handle on how much there is, that's our regular new in. And this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one is all of the nicer jazz, or jazz that has a bit of a price to it. 5, 10, 15, maybe a little bit more. This is what I would regard as the nice box with some, you know, tasty bits in it, really. That is an interesting record. I didn't actually find that in this collection. Weirdly, I found it out the back. Okay, sorry, I wasn't going to do much of a video today, but just finding that has just made me think about it. So this LP here, guy was chatting in the shop and he said, have you ever heard of Jazz at the Pawnshop? And I was like, no. I didn't think he meant that pawn shop either. So I was like, I've heard that kind of jazz before. And he said, apparently it is the best sounding jazz record of all time. And it's quite lauded as, you know, a audiophile sort of release, basically, for people to test their hi-fis and things like that, because there's some great production on it. And we looked it up, and I looked at it and I was like, mate, I have no idea. I might have seen that in a charity shop, or I might have put it in the pound bin, who knows? And yeah, we were like, well, one day, hopefully, we'll get one in. Didn't realise it's actually relatively rare. It's quite hard to come by. It doesn't come up very often. It is Swedish as well, so that makes it even harder to get here. And on Saturday, I was just clearing out some space. Come over here, sorry. We're on a side tangent already, but look at my kitchen. I can walk through it. Look at this. There used to be billions of records here. Yeah, basically this is our A to Z here. And then a few little collections down there. And I found another little jazz lot, and I thought it makes sense to get the jazz out while there's loads of jazz out, because we've got more chances of selling it. So down here was a little, you know, cheap, cheesy jazz bit. And that was in there. That LP was in there. Messaged Guy straight away, and I was like, mate, you never guess what I've found. So it just goes to show, sometimes don't judge a book by its cover. I would never, if I didn't know about the record, I would never have thought, wow, that is up there. Now, I've listened to it. It's mid-70s, I think it is. And yes, I completely get it on an audiophile sense. But for me, it's not my kind of jazz. It's not my kind of music, really. However, I could get how sonically it would work testing out a hi-fi with it. Like I say, it wasn't in this collection, but it's going in because we're trying to get rid of the jazz. So yeah, some of the nicer bits in this lot. A couple of my good starter albums, Dave Brubeck, Take 5. And yeah, some really nice, and a few really nice bits at the back here, which are tasty and rare. Anyway, more down here. These are where it gets really cheap. I think most of those are like £1 to £3. Those boxes there. Free jazz. Not experimental. Weird stuff. Actually free, as in take it away without paying. So this is a little free selection that we put together out of that collection. Okay, some of it's a bit easy listening, or, you know, really, really early, like jazz or whatever. But yeah, that's all free in there. And then you've got 50p and £1 stuff there. So apologies my end, that hasn't quite worked out for you guys watching here as you would have wanted it, because you wanted to see the breakdown of it and everything. So sorry about that. However, we're moving on from it and it's all here, ready to go through. It does leave me with a little bit of a gap for what a video, because now I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do a video on. I know there's so much we can do in the shop, but I don't want to repeat myself or look through stuff we've already done. I've not got any big collections on the horizon, so if anyone's got any that you want to set me up with, I'll be there. We've got loads of dribs and drabs coming in all the time, but I'd love another killer big collection. I'd love to do that. If anyone has got any ideas or things that you would like me to feature in a video or cover in a video, drop it in the comments. Let me know, because I'll do it. About like running a shop, what it's like to run a shop, my background, my history, whatever. Any questions or any queries, I can make up a video of lots of me answering your questions. That might be quite cool. This was all meant to just be, I was going to do 3 videos, an introduction to the shop, a little bit about the stock, and then that was kind of it. And then they would just sit there on YouTube as as sort of like an introduction to the shop that we could point people to. And now, out of nowhere, it's become a channel of me actually talking through being a shop owner. So yeah, if there's anything that you would like me to cover and about being a shop owner, or you know, records in general, drop any ideas in the comments and I will do my best. I will be out and about soon as well. I'll do another shop visit. I'll go to a few other shops and stuff like that at some point, shopping. So if you are a shop and you're relatively local, or you would like me to come, obviously free. I'm not some sort of social influencer or anything like that. I'm not going to for the advertisement or anything. I'm just going to come and buy loads of records. But yeah, if you want me to come and visit you, and there's a good few shops around you that I could make a video of, drop me a line. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate you watching again, and yeah, have a good one. Bye.